Greetings YouTube. Today we will talk about Satanism and the history of Wicca, and please, this is not an attack. In their attempts to dissociate themselves from Satanism, Wiccans have tended to distort their own history. Wicca and Satanism are indeed very distinct religious categories. But there are some intimate historical ties between the two, as even some Wiccan scholars are finally starting to admit. See, for example, Aidan Kelly's book Crafting the Art of Magic, pp 21-22, 25-26, and 176. Wicca is not the old religion, though it does draw inspiration from various old religions. Wicca as we now know it is derived from 19th century occult philosophy, including literary satanic philosophy, among others, projected onto a non-Christian goddess and god, plus some de-Christianized Golden Dawn-style ceremonial magic, plus assorted turn-of-the-century British folklore. More recently reshaped by neo-pagan scholarship, and by modern feminist and ecological concerns. At least several different sides of Wicca's convoluted family tree can be traced to 19th century literary Satanism, some forms of which had more in common with present-day Wicca than with present-day Satanism. The prime example of literary Satanism that strongly influenced Wicca, especially feminist Wicca, is the book La Sorcière by the 19th century French historian Jules Michelet, published in English by Citadel Press under the title Satanism and Witchcraft. Michelet's ideas, as paraphrased by feminist writers such as Barbara Ehrenreich and Deirdre English in their booklet Witches, Midwives, and Nurses, A History of Women Healers, Feminist Press, 1973, have played an important role in today's women's health movement. At least Ehrenreich and English were honest enough to list Michelet in their bibliography. See especially Michelet's introduction. Michelet was, as far as I know, the literary origin of today's feminist image of the witch as a healer. Among other things, he theorized that the witch hunts were used by the emerging male medical profession to wipe out their peasant female competition. According to Jeffrey B. Russell in A History of Witchcraft, pre-feminist classical Wicca also drew lots of inspiration indirectly from Michelet. Michelet was a major source of inspiration to Margaret Murray, Charles G. Leland, and Sir James Frazer, whom most knowledgeable Wiccans do recognize as influential. Russell points this out, yet neglects to inform the reader that Michelet's book is full of passionate sympathetic depictions of Satan as well as of the medieval witches. Russell too perpetuates the false counter-myth that Wicca has nothing to do with Satanism,